my name is Jesse. I'm a software engineer and welcome to the first video of my course on learning Python. Today we are going to learn about what Python is, the syntax of the language, data types, and then we will show some coding examples. The magic of computers are they can perform 1 billion calculations a second. The programs we are going to write are a sequence of definitions and commands that are read into the computer and executed from the top to the bottom of the file. Definitions are for storing the data and logic, and the commands are the execution of the program, which is manipulating your data. For your code to make sense to the computer, it needs to perfectly follow the syntax of Python. In the syntax of the language are the rules in which the language is built upon. Here we define a variable and the syntax must always follow this pattern. First we have the variable name, then the assignment operator, which is an equal sign, and last is the value of the object. In this case it is a string hello. In the previous slide we showed how you can define a string, but in Python a variable can also be defined as an integer, a float, a Boolean, or a none type. Integers are used when you want to store whole numbers. They can be used to count the total number of items you have, total customers, views, likes on a video, and you can also increment integers with the plus equals operator. So we have a defined as 1, then we increment a plus 1 and see what's stored in a is 2, a plus a is 4. Floating point numbers are numbers just with a decimal. So here we have a stored with 22.0, and then we have b, which is 7. If you divide a by b, you get 3.142 and so on. I'm sure you've heard that computers are just a bunch of ones and zeros. We represent that with Booleans in Python. Either the statement is true or false, or 1 or 0, or on or off. So now we are going to actually write some code. I have Visual Studio installed, and that's my code editor. I'm using a Mac. So there's two different ways to write Python code and execute it. First, there is in the shell. So we go Python 3 and we are dropped directly into the shell, and you can tell because there are these 3 arrows. So first we are going to print something out to the console. So you type in print, parentheses, and then hello world. The console is where you can output the results of your program, or you can interact with the program. And you see it prints hello world to the screen. You can also store variables. Look, we'll do a equals 3. You see what's in a. A is printed to the console. And then to get out of the shell, you press Control D, and we are back in the console, or we're back in the terminal. So the other way to run Python code is to write it in a file. So here we have a file up here, hello.py, and we do print executing code in a file. We're going to store some variables, a equals 22, b equals 400, and then we're going to print a times b. And we save the file. And then we go back to the terminal. We see we have hello.py. We are going to run this file by typing python 3 hello.py. And then you see the file is read into the interpreter and executed line by line. So it says executing code in a file and then 8800. This will be it for my first video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.